Hi guys, welcome back to the Cocktails and Culture podcast with myself, Brigethia Arai.
And I'm benjiecoy.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
It's the songs for me.
Yeah.
I just need to get
They're
used to
always new. You must sing. You have to have a song on your heart, honey. I grew up in the church. There's always a... Okay, let me not preach. At the organ chorus. Yeah. How you feeling? We're always in the same color.
We are.
We didn't plan this.
We did not plan this. I know people think we're lying when we say that, but
we
seriously,
really
we would come out the house and be like,
One
what?
time we came out in like the same literally camo jacket, black shirt, jeans. I was like, oh, I guess we're twinning today.
Right. It was just time we came out of purple. You had like this exact same color.
The exact
it was like a
same.
distinctive purple. And I had a purple blouse and he had on a purple sweater. I'm like, girl, what?
That telepathy. Speaking of that, oh my gosh, since by the time you all see this, we would have celebrated our 3rd year anniversary of the Cocktails and Culture podcast.
Yay!
So big shout out to y'all for tuning in with us, supporting us all the time. Very, very excited for that. But honey, let's get into it. We have a very, very, very special guest. I'm really excited. I met this young lady a year ago at Lit and Legendary.
Yep.
By Tashira Howyer. We were celebrating her 100K milestone and also her birthday. It was so lit and very legendary, and I met a very lit and legendary person, and so I'm so happy to have her today. Hear a little bit about her, honey. Erin, known as the Esperanza Maria, is a DMV-born and raised lifestyle, wellness, beauty, and fashion content creator who has spent the last 7 years advocating for mental health, sharing her passion for fashion, and providing hair and beauty knowledge to her community. Drawing on her mass communications background, yes, mass comm,
Yes.
okay, and her love for visual and written art, Erin consistently delivers dynamic and engaging campaigns, leveraging her life experience and creative talents to connect with her audience. Please join me in welcoming Erin.
Woo!
How are you feeling today? What's the tea, honey bee?
I feel good. That intro was so spectacular. I don't know if I can live up to it.
How does it feel when you hear that?
Yes.
I know. I'm
You
like,
hear
oh
people,
my
it's like,
God.
That's
Like,
me.
that's
Is
your
that
word.
me?
That's your, no, and like we're very intentional about saying the bios because you need to get your flowers. Like,
Yes.
this is the thing that you do all the time. This is your work, and you do it so beautifully all the time. So we're so happy to have you here. Speaking of us being the same color, you're the same color too.
We're all in
Green
alignment.
matching.
Okay, I
Green's
love
my
that.
favorite color, so
Same.
Period.
We
Me
love.
too.
I had to
Shout
do
out to
it.
green.
It's like my power color, you know?
Yes.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
Love it.
That and
I do
red.
feel-
Green and red.
Red.
colors.
Listen, speaking of red, your birthday dress.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes. It was so good.
We'll insert a photo here if you haven't seen it already. Your 8 downs. Happy belated.
Was it it was your 30th,
30th,
right?
yeah.
Oh, I love it. I turned 31 this year, but turning 30 was great.
Yes.
It is such a milestone.
Yes, it's such a milestone.
30.
I was nervous, but we made it through. I think it's an accomplishment. Yeah.
I feel like so many people who I've talked to are like, you know, they're nervous to turn 30 or like just getting older in general. But I don't know. It's been such like I have always welcomed in my birthday because I'm like excited to be older, wiser, like give less fucks.
Exactly. No, seriously. It's like something
there.
clicks, I feel like.
Yes.
Once you get to different milestones, it's like something clicks. And I feel like I was definitely the person that was scared about 30 because I'm like, you know, it's all the pressures.
It is
It's
a
just
lot
like,
of
oh, you
pressure.
need to have this, you need to have kids, you need to be married, you need to be this, all this stuff. And it's like,
I rebuke that.
yes.
In
like,
the name
no,
of
I'm
whoever's up there.
Right, a man. I mean, I made that up. Yeah.
This is so helpful to hear because I just turned 27 and I am definitely like,
girl.
oh my gosh, I have
27.
3 more years until I turn 30. But I already kind of feel that I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
So excuse my language, whatever. I don't really feel it anymore. Like I really don't care about things that are not important. So
Yeah.
I'm already feeling that. I need everything else to.
I'm a recovering people pleaser, so
Oh,
We just talk about that.
I'm working on it.
Listen, once you elevate, please
Yeah.
tell. Like once you elevate,
It's on another side, I know.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I love that.
Out.
Thank you again for being here. We're so excited to talk to you more, let our audience get to know you more. I'm sure they've saw your face before. Your beautiful hair, like we love all of your content and all the things. So
Thank
excited
you.
for you to be
I had
here.
it tucked away today because it was doing too much. But
No, I feel you.
I
Listen.
was talking about getting a haircut the other day. Yeah.
all that hair.
Okay. Y'all
I know,
see
I know it's a lot to manage now.
Bust down.
Okay.
Okay, middle part.
Okay.
All right, so before we get into the culture, we have to get into the cocktail.
Yes.
So shout out to the Madison Hotel in DC.
Yes.
They have provided drinks for us today. So we're going to get in. We're going to describe the drinks. We're going to taste them, see what it's giving. And yeah, so let's start off. You want to start off with your one first?
Sure. I will start off with the In Vogue. Now, the In Vogue. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna. All right, let's get into the In Vogue. Big shout out to In Vogue. Now, this is a cocktail that features bourbon, loose style, Amatadillo sherry.
That's a big word.
Okay. I butchered that up. My apologies. I love y'all down. And we also have some bitters. Okay. It's garnished, though, with an orange peel and a huge ice cube.
I feel like the huge ice cubes gives very, really fancy.
It gives luck.
Give luck.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh.
I'm not a bourbon girl, but this is kind of cute. This is very grown, I would say.
It's very smooth.
It's
very smooth. Typically, like, bourbon drinks have a little bit of a kickback, but this doesn't at all. It's probably the sherry. The sherry smoothens it out.
And Erin also was a previous bartender.
So
she told
us the knowledge.
So she knows the knowledge.
Yes.
She knows the knowledge. We love that.
I talk about this cocktail all the time, but it kind of reminds me of the Sazerac that you get from New Orleans. Like, it has that, like, I think it's the bourbon that I'm tasting that maybe brings it there.
Yeah.
And y'all know, also, can we shout out that usually we're drinking tequila, y'all, but today
we always have tequila.
Bourbon.
Something.
Or
champagne at this
Or
point.
champagne, because this is the champagne and culture.
These are, it's so aligned because it's like bourbon and tequila are my two faves.
Really? Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to try to mix it up this summer. I'm going to try some other options.
I love like a margarita, but an old fashioned is like my tea.
Yeah.
Feeling real grown.
Yes. I need to switch it up because you know what? A margarita is like, okay.
Yeah.
Something else.
Cute.
Try something else. It's cute, but it's like, switch it up a bit.
I've been in my martini era here.
You
lately.
have.
Fair.
Feeling very grown with a dirty
That's
martini.
real grown.
That's
bro.
very.
That's like
It's very
housewife. You got about 3 kids at
And I
home.
be feeling
Your
like-
husband work all day. You
Right.
You stressed because he cheating.
Okay.
Dirty martini.
Sit in the bar crying.
You got the bar crying and
Not
stuff.
cheating, no.
I rebuke that.
Okay, hello.
Okay, so our next cocktail, y'all, we got 2 cocktails. Okay, we got 2. The next one is a passion-fruit margarita, which I'm so excited about because I love passion fruit, and I also obviously love margaritas. There you go.
Thank you.
Passion fruit is my thing. I love passion fruit so much. Okay, so this obviously has tequila, it has the passion fruit, it has pineapple, lime juice, agave syrup, and firewater. Okay.
Is it
Fire
spicy?
water.
It's spicy then?
I think so. This
So-
one has
yes, because it's tahini.
A spicy passion fruit.
Okay, I never had a spicy passion fruit.
You know, I gotta smell it.
So firewater is a liqueur. And it's basically like an additive, just to give it that, it's like a infused kind of drink. Like,
I definitely could see the
You know,
fire.
Punch
Additive-
of mighty power.
yeah. It
I like
evens
this.
out the sweetness. I like
Ooh.
something sweet and spicy, I'm not gonna lie.
I feel the the spice.
This is good though.
It's really good. That's definitely my vibe for sure.
My go-to is like a jalapeno margarita. So
Got into
perfect.
Jalapeno margaritas. Because I was afraid of the, I don't know, mixing.
Like being too spicy.
Yeah, well, not being too spicy, but I don't know what liquor and jalapeno would give. But it's actually not bad.
it's actually very good.
It's actually very good.
If you like, especially if you like spicy food and just like spicy things in general.
Yes.
Very
A spicy
tea.
marg with some
Yeah.
spicy food. That sounds like
I could eat a jalapeno just
Me too.
bare and bald.
Really?
Yeah.
I can do it. Cook it up real good.
No, don't even cook it, girl.
Just bite it?
That just
Just give it to me raw.
okay.
I love it. It's a little, yeah.
You
it's
really
intense,
know what? But
but-
I respect that. Actually, no.
I have
I
it
love
on
a
TikTok
jalapeno.
though. I've been seeing the girls do like the little protein plates. It's like the boiled egg, and then it's like this little mini sweet pepper. Sometimes it's a jalapeno, like little stuff like that, and you just dip it. I'm like, that's cute.
Oh, okay.
Cause I'll do that if
I
I'm
put
gonna have like my
jalapenos on
protein
everything,
breakfast.
But a raw jalapeno.
I don't know about a raw jalapeno
I
now.
live-
I don't know if I could just eat that.
We at home, like my partner, she was, she likes spicy stuff. She's from Alabama, so she's from the South, so she likes spicy
Yes.
stuff. But I have transformed her into we
Spicy?
put jalapenos on everything, y'all. Like just chop them up real quick,
Do you do
sprinkle it on
pickled?
top. I can do a pickled. I
Yeah.
prefer it like just regular.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I love it. Anyway, it
I might
comes.
be adding that to my, add that to my
let's try a little
summer,
something different.
to my summer list.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay, this goes into a quick segment on what are we streaming? We just talk about what are the things we're looking at, listening to, reading, but needs to be streaming. So what are you streaming, honey?
Ooh, okay. So literally in the car on the way here, I just started Can't Get Enough, the new Kennedy Ryan book.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, she just talked about
I
that.
love it.
Yes.
I'm so excited
So
about it.
I just started it. I'm doing the audiobook version. I've done audiobook for all the other ones as well.
Same.
So I'm like,
Okay.
Yeah,
might as well
keep it
just stay
going.
consistent,
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
We just finished watching Forever.
Okay.
Oh,
On
same. That's
Netflix.
mine too.
Okay.
Forever.
Yes, we just finished watching Forever. And then I'm always listening to The Read. So,
Love it.
and Cocktails.
We love period.
Period.
Yes, we love the read. What about you, honey?
I definitely have just wrapped Forever as well. I was so excited about that. I love Mara Kill, so I love seeing her work. And even though it was obviously like a teenage love story, I think it was so many different themes with like parenting, especially Black parents. And I just loved seeing like the love, the themes, and I just enjoyed it so much. Mara does an excellent job at displaying like, you know, it's like Black experiences.
That was I think that was my first time seeing her work. I don't necessarily always pay attention to like directors and
But she
like
did
writers and
Girlfriends.
things. Okay.
Girlfriends, Being Mary Jane.
Okay. Oh, I love Being Mary Jane.
Is-
Yeah.
So she's The Game.
Okay.
Like a lot of
the game too?
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
So
Period.
she's worked on a ton
work,
of
Mara.
things. I think she does a great job at displaying like just the Black experience. Period. Like I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the film a lot. What about you?
I feel that. I have been streaming some books as well. I'm reading 100 Boyfriends by Richard. I think his name is Richard Purnell. His last name is definitely Purnell. It is, you know, it's Pride Month. Big shout out to us. Doo-doo-doo. We're gonna raise the flag. And it's actually a very spicy book.
Ooh.
I prefer 100 Boyfriends, and it's exactly what you think it is. So I'm getting, I'm getting
I
into
might have to
100
read that.
Boyfriends. Y'all know where I got it from. Period. But no, very good book. I've also, y'all know I stream more music than anything. I've been streaming my regular Beyoncé, Cowboy Carter.
Yes.
Listen.
What's your favorite song on there?
You know what? Let's talk about it because, Mama, you went to the first night.
I did.
Okay.
I
Oh my
did.
God.
Okay, I was all over the stadium because I was there as well on the first night, virtually.
You were there.
I was there, but I know how she is in person.
Yeah.
What was the experience? Please tell me. Get me excited.
Well, first of all, we all saw. I was there the night that she, like, Rumi hugged her and was just so overwhelmed with like the crowd and everything. And as someone who has a little bit mommy issues, you know, it just like it tugs at your heartstrings so much.
Yes.
But I think the thing with Beyonce that I didn't appreciate early on, I'll admit that. Like, I was never like a part of the Beehive super early on. It took for Life Is But a Dream to come out for me to really be like, okay, I get it now. I get it now.
Okay.
And 4 is one of my favorite albums. But I think
Good for you.
yes, I love 4. But I think that what she does well is obviously storytelling, and I think a lot of people also like the difference with Renaissance and Cowboy Carter. They're like, oh, if I went to Renaissance, do I need to go to Cowboy Carter? Yes.
Yes.
I'm here to tell you, yes,
Yes.
Yes.
you do. Because Renaissance was for the girls, it was for us.
Yes.
You know, it's for the gays, for the theys.
Yes.
And I feel like Cowboy Carter is so family oriented. It
Yeah.
feels like home. It feels like we're learning more about our ancestry, her ancestry. And it's really just an experience. I was waiting for, as soon as she announced the tour, I was like, I need to hear 2 Hands to Heaven right
Immediately.
now.
Man.
Like,
Oh, I'm gonna cry, bro.
so I'm also going in DC. I'm going on the 7th. So
Okay.
it'll be
God.
nice to see how she's changed
Change it up because I heard it's gonna be different.
I've
Because I
heard she's
get
been
it
adding
is.
new songs. Listen.
Because I think traditionally the Chitlin circuit is like different in every like city
Yes.
or whatever. So yeah.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
yeah. I
The history of the Chitlin Circuit is
right. I was expecting her to go to the cities, but I also know they probably don't have the infrastructure for that. No shade to them, but like, it would have been so cool if she actually followed the Chitlin Circuit tour and like went to all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to hear 2 Hands to Heaven immediately.
it's beautiful. The
what-
visuals.
Like, I am a Beyonce stan and have been, I would say, since birth, to be honest. But when
Period.
when I heard Why Don't You Love Me, when she brought that out the vault,
Yes.
that actually, I ascended into my fullest Beehive like
Yes.
moment. But
Prepared.
the music is one thing. Of course, the mic is on, but it's the looks.
The looks.
It's the looks.
She's getting into tech.
She's getting
Yes, I see with the robot.
Black women in STEM.
Amen.
But no, that robot didn't put her. That said Sir Davis in
She
the
was
right. She was
Somebody's
so mad.
getting fired.
Okay, listen. And they was playing. Speaking of, they was playing with my girl this whole first.
Her
half
marks.
of the
Yes, they missed her mark.
Yeah, they're
like
playing.
Because
I don't like
she
that.
could have gotten hurt. Like,
Yes, for real.
literally.
she could have gotten for real hurt. So
somebody got fired for real.
Y'all need to
No,
get it together.
for
Y'all better
real.
stop playing with my sister now.
But I hope you listen. I'm putting the good fillers out there right now. We're gonna get those tickets. We haven't gotten tickets to DC.
Oh, that's okay. Because they're probably going to be way cheaper.
Yeah, because I've been looking since. I'm like, come on now, y'all. Now y'all reselling these tickets for too much, and it's not worth it. Like as far as the replacement are.
The tickets that we got were initially $800, and they're going for like $650 now.
Oh, okay. So they're
Yeah, so they're going down. They're going down. I'm trying to. So okay, I did my thing for LA.
Okay.
I'm popping off for DC. You know,
Yeah.
the looks, the content, all the things.
We know.
But I want to do one show that's just like I just go and just like sneakers on, get a
like,
you
no.
know,
Just
like
do whatever.
Right.
go into the pit,
Yes.
like stand, be
But you
close
know,
to her.
I seen Janae, Hilo Lux on Instagram, TikTok, all the things. She was saying like she recommends people to, and obviously people wear what you want, but like it's because sometimes I think people think about Cowboy Carter, it becomes like a costume.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, think
sure.
more about like Western. Like look up like black cowboys,
Western
black Western.
fashion.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
don't just because it does become like costumey a little bit, and like make it be your actual style. You know, so I love that. I love that advice for like what people wear. But that's what I say because especially if you on the floor seats, I feel like especially with a Beyonce concert, it's a lot going on. You got to wear some sneakers.
Yeah.
You're going to
Them
dance.
cowboys hurt after some
Yeah.
time. If you haven't broke them in and like you really haven't wearing them
Break
for
them
real,
in immediately.
your feet gonna be on
Break them,
fire.
start wearing them now.
Yeah.
And shout out to y'all that wear heels to the Beyonce concert. Shout out to
Listen,
y'all
baby,
for real.
For Renaissance, I wore me a nice block heel, but please know I had some slides in that bag.
Oh yeah, I definitely have my slides.
Okay, for real. That's when I took my
The girls was
photos.
wearing about 5-inch heels. I said, "Ooh, okay, girl."
I had on
know
a
that's
little
right.
heel because I had to complete the look now.
You gotta complete the look.
That's
You
fine.
gotta-
And we make commitments to our heels.
Yes.
We do make
Still make
commitments.
commitments, but we gotta break that commitment at the end of the
Hello?
night when we put on
Right.
the slides.
Hello, somebody.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I want to go to one show at Beyonce t-shirt down, little jeans short moment, little sneaker, and like I would love to get club hold down tickets, but because those are the best seats in the house. But they've been
praying.
like the prices have been nuts. But I'm gonna be in New York when she's gonna be there, so I'm
That
like
might be the
maybe
night.
I'll just pop in real quick,
Right.
And just, you know, go and just enjoy, like no videos, no nothing, just go
just
and
really
like,
take it in.
and take it in. So
Yes. Shout out to y'all that was streaming the show live. Don't
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you all
Like,
so
how
much
did y'all
Word.
phone
for your
charge?
public service.
that's a tax write-off right there.
No,
So
for
okay.
real. They phone. They trying to enjoy the concert. Then they recording it.
A tax write-off is crazy, but no, for real.
Okay, they wrote that ticket off, honey.
I'm dead.
Well, we're excited.
Yes,
Very
we are
good.
Are
so
you guys going on
excited.
the 4th or the 7th?
I would love to go on the 4th.
I do too. I would
But,
just want
and
the
this
4th,
is why.
but-
I would love to go on the 4th because 4th of July
Of course.
in the nation's capital with an album that is so antithetical to what is happening in the world right now. I
One
need to
album
be
of the
there.
year.
Yep.
Period. I need to be there. I need to experience what that feels like with my people.
Yes.
I need to feel that. So I'm done on the 4th. But the bad side is 4th of July in the district is already crazy.
The hair flip was so tea.
And y'all know I got this stuff now on.
Cheers.
It's so crazy. I know traffic is going to be insane.
Yeah.
And then even traffic out there by the stadium, like
Yeah.
I know
It was
that's gonna be
horrible
even crazier.
for Renaissance. So like, I mean, I think it's gonna be bad. Period. Even if she was coming on October 1st.
We got there
Exactly.
we got there hella early. We got there like 5:30, but the day that I went the first night. Thank
That's
God,
not when it
child.
rained.
No. That was
I went when it
thank God,
rained,
child.
girl, and I was soaked.
Sister,
Oh.
my sister in Christ.
But I said, you know what, Lord, I'm already here. And you
Right.
know, back then that Patrick Star Sandspray was not out.
No.
Back then,
Oh
I don't
my
know.
gosh.
I don't think, maybe I just didn't have it.
Drenched.
Baby, my makeup, it was mixed with crying
Tears
and rain. And I said, you know what, I'm already here. I'm not about to leave.
Chicago night 1 for Cowboy Carter experienced that.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Torrential downpour.
Mm-hmm.
What?
You just
And my
gotta stay
queen
committed.
still came out and gave y'all a full
Period.
show. And that's why I don't
Okay.
want to hear nothing from you. Let me not go there. Let me not go there. That's my
Because the
girl.
naysayers will, but
The
we won't.
naysayers
Period.
will speak. And
Yes, a lot of naysayers actually
look
from
around
the
everybody
Renaissance
on
tour too, and they need to quiet on down now.
Immediately.
Quiet on down.
No.
Okay, now y'all know.
Okay.
We will spend episodes. We will talk about
Actually,
Beyonce.
yes.
Like,
Oh my God, we love
We be
you.
like,
Let's go
girl,
on.
we talk about Beyonce all day.
Okay.
Okay. So, Erin, we want to obviously let our viewers get to know you a little bit more, get into you a little bit more, what's going on with you, all the things.
Let's do it.
So whoever may not be familiar with it's pronounced Esperanza, right?
Esperanza, yeah.
Esperanza. Okay.
Look at you.
Okay, I got it.
I love it.
Okay, so can you share a little bit about how you started as a content creator, and is it a story behind the name?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So I started off with a blog when I was in college. Yes. I love writing. I went to school for PR, but originally I was a journalism track. I really have always loved just writing and getting my feelings. I'm a Pisces, so I love putting my feelings out there.
Love y'all
Okay.
down.
I don't speak for all Pisces, but but yeah. So I started a blog, and simultaneously I went natural because my hair had always been relaxed. It had always been like heat trained. I had color, and it was just really thin. So I decided to go natural, and it was like so many things kind of like aligned for me. So I started the blog, and it was mostly focused on like mental health, travel, like making sure that people who are going through just like similar experiences didn't feel alone, because I feel like the world just in general can be really isolating, but especially that time, like social media obviously wasn't what it is now. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to create a space to be able to speak and let people know they weren't alone in their struggles. And I was also like in college, had a full schedule. I was working 4 jobs. Like it was a lot. So I just needed an outlet.
Yeah.
So I created that, and it kind of like spilled over into Instagram, and that's when Instagram started taking off. And I shared my natural hair journey. I was sharing stuff about mental health. And I had a few posts that people just really resonated with, which I'm so grateful for, because it's built this beautiful community of people who I feel so connected to, and it's just really special. So that's a little bit about how it got started, and that was back in like 2015, 2016. So it's been close to 10 years. I need to update my my bio. But yeah, so it's been close to 10 years now, and honestly, like the journey's been crazy. Like everything that has happened since then, and just like the trajectory of my life has changed in so many ways because of it. And then the name, the Esperanza Maria. So when I was it's actually crazy, because when I was in high school, you didn't have to take Spanish your senior year, but I'm Latina, but I didn't grow up with my dad. I grew up with my mom, who's Black. So I wanted to stay connected to my Latin heritage, just in any way, shape, or form that I could. So I took Spanish 4 just so I could maintain the language. And if your name didn't translate into anything Spanish, that you could choose a name. I read the book when I was a child, Esperanza Rising. And it was one of my favorite books. It's about a little girl in Mexico. There's a whole story. But so I chose Esperanza, but my teacher said that I looked more like a Maria. She was a white woman teaching Spanish, so that was
already.
That was that already. But I told her, I was like, I think she just wanted a simpler name. She didn't want, to have to say that. So I told her, like, it's Esperanza or it's Esperanza Maria. Like, you choose. But like you said, I could choose a name, and that's the name that I chose. So she said, okay, Esperanza Maria. I'm like, that's more, but your tea. And I grew up in a family of government officials. Like a lot of people in my family worked in the government, DOD, like all the things, like and NRC, all the things. And they just like were like, right, exactly. All the acronyms. They were really heavy on like, don't use your government name on your social media, all the things. And so I always used like Latin names whenever, like Vaya con Dios was one of them, and then it was just like Esperanza something, and then I changed it to Esperanza Maria once that was like kind of the name that was used in my Spanish class. And then when I got to college, I just never changed it. Like it just stayed that, and I worked for a PR company as an intern. It was one of my millions of jobs that I worked in school. And they said that I should change, like I had underscores next to the name, and they were like, take out all the underscores and just put like the or I am or something. So in college, I changed it before like everything kind of blew up. I changed it to the Esperanza Maria. And I mean, I like my name. It's cool. Like Erin's cool, but like Erin versus Esperanza. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
It's also kind of like an alias. Like, I can kind of like go back into my like little Erin shell. I have like some really close friends that I've had since college, and they know me as E or as Erin, and I can kind of just like almost go back to reality.
Yeah.
But then like when I'm in the social media world, I'm kind of just like on.
Like separate the two a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. But I'm considering changing it just because, you know, that's like more popular now to just like go by your government name and all that kind of stuff. So
No,
we'll see.
Listen. So many things. Let's unpack it all.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with the PR. I'm the same way. Okay,
Yes.
I started off with a mass comm. My mass comm degree was what I have, but I started off in journalism as well. We had a really big hurricane my freshman year, and that's when I changed.
Where'd you
from
go?
Journalism. I went to Bethune-Cookman University.
Okay,
In
work.
Daytona Beach, Florida.
HBCU.
HBCU, you know us, hell Wildcats. But I started off as a journalism major. We had a big hurricane, and I saw like the reporters in the field in the hurricane, and said, "Actually, I'm not doing that."
Correct.
So then I switched to PR because I was starting to get like really interested in social media management. Is when that was also becoming a big thing. 2015, 2016. Later on, 2017, I also started a blog, and that's how I got to grew into where we are now, like this point exactly. So I'm like, okay, twin.
Yes.
But I do want to harp on the importance of like naming your own self. Like, I love that, but I also hate the real world example that you had of you asked me to name my own self, and then the teacher was like, actually, that's too long, girl. Give me another name. Like, that is despicable.
She was white, so what can you do?
Yeah. Well, I think like I also started with blog too, which is so funny. Like
Bloggers unite.
Okay, bloggers unite.
Yes, I studied mass comm as well.
Okay.
In undergrad.
Where'd you go?
I went to Medaille College, which is a small private school in Buffalo, New York,
Okay.
and then I went to Syracuse University for grad school.
Okay, girl.
But-
them winters.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, I'm from there too,
God
so I
bless
was
you.
used to it.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So I started off blogging as well around the same time, and then I ended up studying PR in grad school. So I feel like we all have like a lot of synergies. Yes, I love it. That's
And
so
I was
cute.
definitely saying like my studies while I was like in my undergrad career or whatever certainly helped my blogging. For me, it was
Yeah.
like I was able to use the practical marketing tactics that I was learning like day to day, but also apply it to my own social media life, career,
Yep.
all the things, and
Exactly.
my blog. Shout out to the
Sure,
benjiecoy.blog. Miss y'all.
Right.
Maybe starting up again soon. But for me, I know that it certainly enhanced. Do you think that your like degree in that, do you think that enhanced your to where you are now as a content creator?
I feel like it definitely prepared me in some ways, but because social media has evolved
Yeah.
so drastically over the years, a lot of the stuff that I learned is very outdated,
Yes.
if
Yeah,
you will. So
definitely.
while I feel like being able to, you know, respectfully cuss someone out via email is helpful.
Yes.
You know, corporate say F you is helpful. I do think a lot of the things that I learned in school, though helpful early on, are a little bit, just like I said, outdated now. So I feel like I've learned a lot more outside of the classroom than I did in, which is kind of like true to me because I've never really loved school. I think it's important. I think school is
Yes.
important.
Go to school, kids.
Please go to school.
Yes.
And I was really adamant about getting a degree, but I think that learning things just in life and in the field has really taught me so much more than I could have ever learned in the classroom.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful for both experiences because had I not had that experience in the classroom, I think that I would have been very, very lost early on.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I
Yeah.
can respect that. I always say too to people, like, I don't think college is for everybody.
Yeah.
But I do think that if you get a chance to go, I do think it's beneficial just because outside of like obviously the schoolwork and the things you learn, but outside of that, I think there's just no other time in your life where you get that experience.
Yeah.
So true.
Like you're living away from home, you're learning how to like, when I had a first realization, like, dang, my mom don't really know if I went to class or not. Like when you really think like, I have to really want to do
we
this
went
by
to class,
myself.
You have to
no,
be the
no,
one
I
to
did
do
go to
it.
class.
We
now.
did go to class.
Clearly, girl, we got the degree, baby.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, you really be like, okay, I have to do this because I truthfully want to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is for my future. So, like, I think that experience, like, although I love being an adult now and you got your own money, you got your coins, you know, you have things for yourself, but it's like that time in life, it was just, the feeling was just like,
different.
it's so different. And I
Especially at
love
that
it.
age.
Yes, that age where you just like, you don't have no worries. You don't have no like major, I mean, everybody don't have the same experience, I know. But like, you know, you don't have like, the bills that we got right now is not the same what we had back then.
Not the same ones I had then, honey.
No.
No, it's nowhere
Stop.
near the same. So
Yeah.
so no, I appreciate the experience, but yeah, no, I love that.
Yeah,
Our
yeah,
synergies
it's
that we have.
I love that.
Bloggers,
Listen.
mass comm.
Yes.
Yes. Just everything. Just
I
everything.
love that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
So you have
Alignment.
yes,
for sure.
alignment, exactly.
We did.
So you've been making content for over almost 10 years now. Yes, almost 10 years now. So what was one of your biggest, the biggest changes that you've witnessed, like from when you started to currently now?
Reels and like TikTok and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I started when it was just photos and you could do a photo shoot and that could last you like a month worth of content. You know what I mean? It was all about photo content. It was all about like good selfies with the nice hair and like all that kind of stuff. And it still felt personal. I'm just like, I love a photo. I feel like it tells its own story.
Yes.
I love video content too, but I think that a photo for me just has always, I love photojournalism too. Like I was always obsessed with that.
That's what I say.
So I think that is the main thing. Video being more prominent now, being the thing that helps you grow, being the thing that helps you connect more with people so they can learn about you versus just looking at a photo of you. That is the biggest change. And I think that across the board, it has been a really great change because it's offered people the opportunity to hear stories firsthand versus just reading about
different
them.
Experience,
and our attention spans, obviously.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say that too. It made me think about how, like, obviously with, like, for instance, the jump between YouTube to TikTok. So it's like, you know, like some of my favorite, like to watch Jackie and Patricia Bright. Yes, I love Jackie so much. Like I those are all the people that I watch all the time on YouTube, and to see how like they have transitioned also to, you know, TikTok, and now, like you said, the attention spans were always short, but they're really short now because I think people are battling with, you know, really continuing to go back to YouTube or stick to the short, you know, shorter form content. So I think that has been like a kind of back and forth type of thing.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd say, but I'd also say there has been, to your point about the photos and like it being, you know, you're presenting your best self. I think the introduction of TikTok introduced like a more laid back authenticity
very authentic.
to
very
like
authentic.
the social world.
Yeah.
Like I still battle myself with being too put together on the multi-platform. Like on Instagram, certainly, but on TikTok, I'm still like, okay, wait, I'm supposed to be everything, you know what I'm saying? So, but you do such a beautiful job of bringing in so many of your identities and so many of the things you're passionate about: fashion, wellness, beauty, mental health. The list goes on. And I also, and your partner, I love seeing y'all's outfits together. Please, H&M, please sponsor your partner.
Hello?
Like, please, because the fits be there. Okay, it's coming. But like authenticity, though, when you talk about that, how are you able to keep that on all these platforms in all these areas that you're talking about?
Well, for me, I always use this phrase, vulnerability is a superpower.
Amen.
And I think that a lot of people, even just like at personal interactions, you know, people are so pressed on being mysterious and, you know, like I completely understand privacy because I think that's very important. You know what I mean? I try to maintain a boundary of privacy with my own platforms and things, but I think that being open is one of the most beautiful things that we could ever do for ourselves and for others, you know, and my life path number is 9. I'm like really into that kind of stuff. And so that basically means that I'm meant to be in service of others. And so I try to use my journey as a vehicle for others to feel inspired or just understand, like I said, with my blog, that they're not alone. And so, I try to stay authentic by just maintaining vulnerability and just letting people know that it's okay if, you know, you have to cry or, you know, you just need to let some things out. It's okay that you've been through things. It's okay that you're struggling through something right this second. It's okay that you're putting on a facade for others, but behind closed doors, you're unraveling, you know?
Right.
And I think that has really connected well with people. You know, no shade, no tea to the people who love just the mysterious private life. But I think that opening those doors, if you have the capacity to, it only connects you further with your community and creates that level of, I don't know, humanity. I feel like that sometimes behind the screen doesn't allow you to have.
I feel that. I needed to hear that. Because I always say, and I mean,
are you a Taurus? Or a Scorpio?
Did I just get red? Yes, I'm a Taurus. Big Taurus energy. You know how, you know what that gives. I do struggle with that. But it's I just don't want to open my life up to public opinion. That's not the fear, but that's like the my business is my business type thing.
Fair.
But I also realize that people on social are going to connect with me first, the person.
Yeah.
And like, yes, my looks are going to give what I'm going to give you. Yes, you're going to get my personality and the content that I share. But also, like, I do want to be more open about what's happening. And the podcast has certainly helped me do that because I'm a certified yapper. So that helps. But like, it's tough, but like you said, there is so much power in it. Like there's so much power in it.
Definitely is.
But I think also it's like one of those things where you have to create a safe boundary for yourself. For 100%. Me, that boundary is I'm vulnerable to a certain extent. I try to keep it, connected, but certainly, relatively vague still. Like people know that I've dealt with a lot of trauma. People know that I've like struggled with mental health, but nobody knows the root of that. Nobody knows what happened to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like those kinds of things.
With.
Yeah, share what I'm comfortable with, and enough for people to know, like, okay, she's struggling also, but I don't have to tell you exactly what happened. I don't have to tell you everything, and I think that like that boundary and that level of just like letting people in, just even the slightest bit, it makes people feel a lot closer to you, if that's what you want. You know what I mean? Right. That's not what everybody wants, and that's completely okay. I have a lot of friends who are like that, who, just prefer to keep it very like, this is the cute fit, this is the cute vibe, boom, that's it. And that's your tea. You know what I mean? That like, it's not for everybody. But I do think that there is a lot of, because the second you do that and you provide some sort of vulnerability, and someone, because people have thrown daggers at me, you know what I mean? Like the second I shared my relationship, the Bible pushers were out the gate, honey. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm powerful for sharing this, and if you try to make it something negative, that's your business, not mine.
Exactly.
And that block button is real easy.
Exactly.
And it's the messages that remind me of why it was important for me to share this.
Yeah.
Like, when someone says, hey, like I am actually going through the same thing. This is what I got through, or I'm going through the same thing. It feels so good to see someone else experience it as well. Like, it's those reminders that I'm like, okay, you know what? Yes, I did not want to do this, but you know what? I am a light for other people in that. Like,
you are.
It's like you said, it's a service to other people, and I love that.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I could totally relate to that, and I think for me also the podcast has helped me to be able to like open up more, because I think it's tough because like creating content, and then also like I'm a publicist, so it's like you kind of, it's like you're behind the scenes, but then you're also in front of the camera, but then it's like a battle of like, this is also my job, that I have to be like aware of what's going on and all the things. So for me, it's always been like a struggle of like, I've always created content, but obviously as time goes on, you open up and you share more.
Of course.
So I think I definitely agree with you. Like there's like a balance that you have to have, but I feel like I'm still kind of finding the balance, and I've definitely been able to show my personality more on the show, because I know for a fact that like people just have seen my social like pictures and be like, oh, okay, she's so cute. Like, oh, I like your outfit, but like they don't know me. Thank you. Yeah, like they don't really know me. So I think the podcast has helped me to be like, this is my personality. And once my other friends and family seen the podcast, they were like, oh, you're showing your personality. I love it. I'm like, okay, I need to start doing this a little bit more. Yeah. But I also want to call out that Pisces, Aries, Taurus. Woo-hoo! Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, literally.
Right?
Air signs are
Libra, Gemini, and
I'm
Aquarius.
a Gemini rising. Does that count?
I think I'm a Sag. Right.
I'm a Libra moon, so we got a little bit of air in here. We got a little sprinkle of it.
Okay. Something. Okay, so you've also partnered with some incredible brands like Nike and Sephora. What did landing these like dream collaborations mean to you? Because I know they're definitely dreams to a lot of folks. Yeah. Those brands, yeah.
Yeah, when I started getting brand deals just in general, it was mind blowing to me. Like, wow, I can charge money, to like post pictures and just do the things that I love. Pretty early on, I had two people give me some really, really great advice who had already been in the industry for a while. And that was basically to know your worth and to add tax.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so working with those brands and having them like monetarily see, and being able to work with them has been spectacular. And it was one of those things for me, I think, working with Nike specifically. So I grew up also in a family of like sports lovers, and nobody really understood what I was doing in my family. They're like, you're working as a nanny and a server, you're a bartender, and then you do this like picture thing on the side, And so when, because I actually got fired from my job, that's why I went full time. When I got fired from the job that was like my main, source of income, my family was like, okay, so cool. You're gonna get a real job. Like, you're gonna move back home. You're gonna get a real job. I'm actually moving to New York, and I'm gonna go pursue being a content creator full time. And it wasn't until I landed my Nike deal that they were like, oh, okay. Now, so that was kind of a big deal for me specifically, for that reason, just like to be validated by my family. People had never really. I grew up not really having a creative, just very logistical, again, very government oriented kind of family. So that was kind of cool. But just working with brands across the board has been such a blessing, and it has. We all talk about it has its struggles for sure. It has its struggles
for sure.
For sure. Net 90. Oof. But
Net 90?
Yes.
I know you lying to me.
Yes, girl. It's a lot.
Some people have net 120.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
I was crying at a net 30 recently. Net 90, net 120.
I hate it. Just know, y'all, as a publicist that work at an agency, I'm advocating for y'all. I be trying. I'm telling you. I be like, listen, they need the funds now.
And I mean immediately.
Soon as the check clears.
I can't pay my rent with some free products.
Yes.
No.
Can't.
So, I hate that, though. I don't understand why. And believe it or not, it's actually worse when it's directly through the brand versus if they have an agency. Yeah. So I'm on the side where, we're in the middle.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a different experience. It's much longer if it was directly with the company.
Yeah.
So,
and then, they want their content on time, but don't want to send payments on time.
Ooh. And that's the part that gets me. And you want to post it before I even got my check for real. I don't.
So I think, and we could have a whole episode on brand deals, because I have a plethora of knowledge about just how to handle those kinds of things, and being in the industry for so long, and also having management for a while now, because I've been with my management. It's a Black-owned agency called Kensington Gray, for those who don't know.
Shout out to Kensington Gray.
Yes,
we work with them a lot. Yeah.
And I've been working with them now for almost 5 years. I think it has been 5 years. And just they've been really great about advocating and making sure that things are going well. So it is truly an honor to work with some of the brands that really truly align with me and my message. I'm on Nivea Squad right now.
Love it.
And they partner with an organization called PFLAG, which is it's an organization focused on the LGBTQI community. So
I love that.
very, very aligned, and just it's spectacular. Yeah, I love it.
I appreciate that. I love doing things with a purpose, and so know, I didn't know that Nivea was working with PFLAG. And it's important to know that these bigger brands are doing that type of work,
donating
these days. So
money.
Amen, praise God. Shout out to them. But also, honey, the Old Navy commercial. The Old Navy. Listen, when I saw it on my feed, I immediately knew, we're going to link it somewhere on here, y'all. I immediately knew that it was Devil Wears Prada inspired, was everything.
Yes,
so I just love seeing you shine.
The creativity that comes from a lot of the things and the ideas, and just being able to bring the brand's creative brief to life in my own way feels really special.
Yeah. And I hope you know, though, that the things that you're doing that is inspiring other people that's watching you, even peers or the younger generations and stuff like that. Everything that you're doing, I'm sure that there's someone out there that sees themselves within you. So
I hope they do.
What does it feel like to know that people are looking up to you and be like,
it's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. Oh my God. We say this all the time. It is, but it's also you're being yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's what's the beauty of it.
Yeah, for sure. It does feel like a lot of pressure, but just when people come up and say hello and things like that, it really does, it means the world. So I hope they know that.
I love it.
Now, we love a good game on the Cocktails and Culture podcast. So let's go and get into a game, honey. What game are we playing today, Brigethia?
We are playing Culture Court. Culture Court.
Yes.
So we'll...
Lord, child.
So we're going to bring up a common culture debate and get your verdict on the discussion. Okay?
You are the judge, honey.
Yes, you are the judge. So, The People versus Beyonce's best album. Is it Cowboy Carter, Renaissance, B-Day, or Lemonade?
Ooh.
Out of these four, that's difficult.
Right, because I feel Cowboy Carter obviously won Album of the Year, so that arguably. Absolutely. And sonically, she did opera, she went into a new genre, she did all the things. But I don't know, Lemonade really just does something for me.
I have to agree.
Lemonade just really does something for me.
You know what? No, this is too difficult because, listen, as a Beyonce as the president of the Beyoncé Beehive here in the DC area, this is hard because they're all different. Like, you listen to these albums, in my opinion, for different things.
Yes.
Cowboy Carter is certainly a crossover. She brings in all of her vocal technique from every genre. I know it's a country album, but it's a Beyonce album because it brings in everything. Renaissance, I loved. It was a good time, you know.
For the fun girls.
For the fun girls. B-Day, classic Beyonce. Yes. Lemonade, a story. So, like, it depends on what you're looking for.
I was looking for. Don't hurt yourself last night.
Because listen.
Okay, pause. Can we talk about Blue Ivy doing the Deja Vu?
Yes! Oh my God, I can't be sharing that. I'm like, God.
That is what I ascended. She said,
oh my, look at my baby.
When she did the walk,
the walk was literally because I thought at first when she first came out, like for a second, I thought it was Beyonce. Like,
me
I
too.
had to remind myself that it's not.
And then she did the little shoulder.
I just me too. Don't play with my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But Lemonade.
Yeah, I give it to Lemonade. I feel like. So that's a solid choice.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? I will go there. I agree with that verdict. Are we in their jury? Are we supporting?
Yes, we're supporting.
Okay. The next one is the people versus matching looks at the cookout. Now, are identical fits at a Black family function cute, or is it giving performance art?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like with your man or your girl?
With the whole family?
Like
are we talking like matching t-shirts, or are we talking like couples fits?
Right, couples fits, or like...
You know what? Let's say couples fits. Because I feel like that's a little cringy.
I'm a little biased. Because Ash and I typically do coordinate.
Coordinate is different from matching.
Yeah, we do coordinate. But I mean, the matching
it depends on where we're going.
Yeah.
Now, coordinating, I love a coordinate. We coordinate all the time.
Yeah, I think coordinating.
But the matching, I'm like,
it depends on what we're doing.
It depends on if we're going to Disney World.
Yes. Okay, I was gonna say that because I'm all for matching. Like, I'm a Disney adult. Like, down. Y'all have seen me go to Disney a million times, but like,
I'm like, she at Disney World again? Yeah. I know that's right, girl.
But I feel like at the cookout, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Let's
now the whole family. I do have a whole family matching moment. I'm not mad at that.
Well, yeah, a t-shirt, a family t-shirt.
We had pajamas one year for
Don't
Christmas.
hate that.
We did that.
Never hate that. Like, that's a moment. But it depends on how.
It depends on the vibe. I don't mind coordinating when it comes to like a couple of things. I think that's cute. Even with family stuff, I think that's cute. Yes. Now, I will say my mom did have me and my sister, even though we were 7 years apart. I don't know how she was able to find us match it, but we were kids. I was like, Mom, how did you find the same outfit? I'm 7 and she like 1 or a baby.
Twins.
Okay.
I just have them 7 years apart.
Down here, I'm up here. I'm like, how we got the same outfit on? But yeah, we would. My mom loved it.
We'll call that a mistrial.
Okay.
Yes,
a mistrial.
Okay. The people verse, inviting everyone with an ounce of soul to the cookout. Should we stop sending invitations? Oh, we talking about like
just
like I just seen the gingers. Have y'all seen that? Now that really pissed me off.
Now
the discourse around that is.
It's insane. I personally think.
Now
the ginger thing is ridiculous. Who said that?
Who said it is my question.
It was a black person.
It was a black person. I did see the original video.
Was it a woman or a man? Like, who did this?
I think it was a woman.
Okay.
Now, they're not black people. Okay, they took it a little too far. It was a joke, a little jokey joke.
Then they start crying, making crying videos. Baby, please.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
You not black until you can say that special word, in my opinion.
Correct.
Like, y'all go too far. Like, honestly, it was a joke, and it's like, y'all take it too far. Now y'all talking about black people just do everything. Yeah, we know that.
Correct.
Okay? Clearly. Like, we already know.
Drivers of culture.
Literally. Right. Like, okay. Like,
but I can appreciate they felt so loved. They felt so honored, because it is an honor to bestow this melanin that I have on my skin.
At least they know that.
Right.
At least they know it's an honor.
So that's why I said, you know what, but I can respect that, but you are not black. That was a joke.
I think when it was like the funny joke part of it, it's like, okay, cool. But then it started to get like, they're on the internet crying, talking about.
The one white man who did the little, he did the little moonwalk across the floor. Cute, cool, a vibe.
And now he's, no. And
it's like the tears and all that. I'm like, all right, it's too much.
I think we can just send some cookout invites.
I agree.
The invite is closed.
Yeah, like there's no invites. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's over with.
Yeah. Yeah, they be giving them out like it's candy. And
Right. They're like, oh, she's invited because she rapped a song on TikTok. Like, okay, girl.
Because I'm not invited to your cookout when I do my cowboy.
You don't even got cookouts.
But also,
whatever they call it.
are you fighting for our rights? Are you on the streets? Are you using your coins?
Thank you.
Oh.
Then you absolutely don't need to even be at the cookout.
If
And
you're
then let's be
sponsoring the
honest.
cookout,
Are you sponsoring? Actually, no.
are you sending? Are you
Where
sending?
are the reparations?
That's what I'm saying.
Where are the
Where are the
reparations?
reparations? You can't come to it, but you can sponsor it. Thank
But
you.
can
Yes.
sponsor it. I'm not mad at that, actually.
Yes. Come on, ally.
Yeah. Okay. The people versus respectability politics at church. Do we still need to dress a certain way for church, or are we dragging those outdated standards?
Dragging.
I think we're dragging it.
Yeah.
I think we're dragging it.
Well, I mean, come on now. What we wearing in church though? Like, what do you think?
Well, and that's the thing.
That's too much, I think.
Well, okay, by outdated standards, I mean the stockings,
Oh, absolutely.
the dresses.
But my
for the-
grandma, she's
I think the 3-piece suits, and they're gonna do their things. Be you by all means if that's what you
Oh,
want to
but
do.
we're not wearing that yet though.
But don't get mad at me because I come in my t-shirt and jeans.
I was not even allowed to wear pants,
Oh yeah. my
trousers.
grandma did that too.
Wow.
I was only
Exactly.
skirts, only dresses. Like that
Yeah.
was it. Anytime, like at this point, I would come in an outfit like this to church. Obviously, I would
Yes.
button this up a little bit.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because there's
Like,
a difference between being,
Yeah.
in the house of the Lord.
Of course.
But also, I can wear what I'm about to wear. Exactly.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
you can wear this to church.
Thank you. And
Thank
I
you.
do. Because
A little
shout out to
sweater
my
over it.
church
Right.
for affirming.
Quote unquote cover the shoulders,
Cover the
whatever.
shoulders,
But like
yeah.
I feel like we're dragging it.
Yeah.
You can come casual
Yeah.
to church. You don't need to be dressed down,
No.
hat on,
No.
whatever.
Now on the opposite side though, the people are still they are dressing down. I will tell you that. They
I
are
think it
dressing-
depends on the church though.
And wait, but I feel like, now I have seen on the TikTokers that some of us are dressing, a little interesting. Like some things people
Ooh.
wear to the club should not wear
Not the
to
club.
church.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Not
you
they
know,
came
there's
from the
a-
club and went
there's
to
This
a
one
small
girl.
line.
This is one girl that went viral. This one little influencer.
But she
girl.
wore a black dress, but she put some stockings on. Was that it? Anyway, listen. Be
But
you.
you know what? Actually, I'm just happy y'all went to church. God said, "Come as you
Exactly.
are." Now, don't
God
be going
said,
there showing
"Come
no,
as you
don't
are."
be going there
Yes.
showing your bosoms, showing your belly. Now, don't be doing all that. But
keep it cute.
keep it
I
cute.
feel like time and place for because you
Time
wouldn't
and
walk in the
place.
office wearing
Right.
it's
yeah,
time
like
and
if I was
place.
going to work,
But
I would
I-
cover my shoulders with. I wouldn't just wear my shoulders.
I would wear
out
my
though.
shoulders. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I feel like for any setting, it's a time and place type of thing.
Correct.
Like
Yeah.
church, corporate, wherever. It's a time and place.
Correct.
Okay, so the people versus Usher versus Kendrick at the Super Bowl. Who had the better performance, and is it even fair to compare?
No, it's not fair to compare.
It's not fair to compare.
It's not fair to compare them because there were two different things going on. Usher was there to entertain the people, to keep it hyped, to have fun, do all the things. Kendrick was there to send a message.
Yes,
Okay,
very
he was
true.
sending a message. So I think there were two very different performances meant to do two very different things, and. Yeah. I'm Team Kendrick though all the way.
I was about to say I want to add in there Drake versus Kendrick. Which one?
Uh-oh.
Kendrick all the way, please.
What do you think?
Kendrick all the way.
Kendrick.
Please.
Now, I will say this. I'm going to be honest. I don't listen to Kendrick music. Okay? I do think Kendrick is a great rapper, but he's just not somebody I listen to some of his songs, but I don't listen to him a lot. Now, I will say I listen to much more of Drake's music.
Yeah.
But I think you have to be honest and say if someone won and who didn't. Like, who was best.
Correct.
And it just be honest. Like, I listen to Drake music. I don't agree with all of some things that he does, but I do prefer his music, right? But at the end of the day, he did not win.
No.
That.
But also Drake's
situation.
music is like for the fun girl. We're here to have fun. We're here to vibe. We're here to be emotional. Have our little feelings.
He
Kendrick
gives you
is
a
again
story.
sending a
Yeah,
message.
sending a
You know what I mean?
message.
He's
Yeah,
like
it's so
speaking
different.
Very much like rhetorical rap. Like it's like
Yes.
very, very much like rhetoric focused. Like
Yes.
all the things. So it's just
Yeah.
it's whatever your tea is. I feel like I like both. I listen to both, but
Yeah.
I don't really listen to rap for real. That's gonna be honest.
R&B
I do
girlies
listen to-
down.
I am an R&B girly down. Just to get old, so I'm
Yes,
old,
absolutely.
On the BGs, all them people. But I do come across more Drake. That's just because when I go out, they're not.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear a story in the club. They want to hear a little.
Exactly.
I'm too sexy for my. We're not going there. But
Right.
that was a good song. But no, Kendrick definitely ate that up. And I also would say Kendrick ate the Super Bowl up. I do love Usher, but even like if we even just go down down to the theatrics of it.
Yeah.
Usher ate down, but also like the production of Kendrick's performance.
Honestly, the real Super Bowl was Christmas Day. I'm just gonna say that.
No,
Yeah,
for
no
real. No, thank you, Beyonce. Bowl. No, for real. Okay, last one. The people versus leaving the group chat on red. Is it shady to mute your friend group or just good for mental health?
Depends on what we're talking about. I never mute the group chat only because, like, again, people pleaser, FOMO, like that's my thing. I love to always be just like knowing what the girlies are talking about. I don't think it's shady though. Like if any of the people are missing a little extra from the group chat because we're rapping at 9:00 in the morning about some random shit that they don't give a fuck about.
Right.
Some of us are on West Coast time. Some of us like no.
Yeah.
There's no
the time zones.
no shades. I don't think it's shady. I think it's whatever you need to do, boo.
I ain't gonna lie, I do mute a group chat. I ain't gonna, especially my family group chat. I love y'all, but girl, they be just sending so many messages. I'm like, all right now,
Lord.
please.
Well, I never have the opportunity to mute a group chat. You know why? Because my phone stays on Do Not Disturb.
D&D, down.
Yeah,
I am
same.
a D&D warrior.
I had to find D&D and I'm muting the group chat.
Baby.
I'm sorry.
She said, actually, you cannot contact me. Wait, do you have favorites though? Do you have people who can get
I do have favorites,
Okay,
yes.
you have people who
Yeah, I
can
mean
get
like my
candy.
mom.
Well-
and a couple other people, but that's about it.
Well, I have favorites, but I do have it still set.
Me too. I think I come in
But
3
I have
times,
the other
maybe.
ones, the special ones that can really get through, you know, praise God.
Yeah.
Praise God.
You know, she will push that notify anyway.
Okay, I'm that friend.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm texting you
Notify
about
anyway.
something stupid. Girl, you saw my message, answer my text.
But no, thank
Right.
God, because I would miss them if she didn't do that.
Anyways, girl, did you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Okay.
All right, so we know your content. You also start around like mental health, advocacy, all the things, and that being the core of your platform. What inspired you to, use your voice to speak out about mental health? I know you have your blog and things like that you started.
Yeah, I just really wanted people to understand that, like, cute, I live this glitzy and glammy life, I obviously have, like, a lot of privilege, which I acknowledge and recognize, like, especially in our community. But I still struggle, and, like, I have a lot of things that I've endured in life. And, just with pop culture going on right now, everything with Cassie and Diddy, like being a survivor is really hard. And I think that being able to share that, and let people know that they're just not alone, no matter what they're going through. It could just be a day where you're just feeling down and you just need, to know that you're not down by yourself. Yeah. So sharing that message, but also just like, again, like, maintaining that boundary of I'm going to share that I'm struggling, but like I still have to, for my own mental health, I have to make sure that I'm taking care of myself and set that boundary. So yeah, just the root of it is wanting people to feel like they're not alone, because especially people who are really, really, really struggling to even just get out of bed, who are struggling to even just be here on this earth, like it could change their decision to do something that is more permanent, that obviously is very scary. So yeah, that's always my goal.
And you never know who you can help by just posting like a blog or something, or just opening up about whatever you're going through. Like you said, like it can help save something that we don't even know about, Yeah.
Exactly.
And then like we know social media can be, there's pros and cons.
Yeah.
To being on social media, to posting on social media, whether you're in the influencer space or you're just in your own space. But like, other than, what are some ways that you still protect your mental health when you are the one like sharing your story? Like how do you keep yourself sane, keep yourself centered?
If I'm feeling really down, like if I'm having a depressive episode of some sort, or I'm just feeling like really comparative, like I'm comparing myself too much, I'm a really big movie girl. I love movies. I will do like, whatever I need to do around the house, or just take a day and spend in bed, and I will put my phone to the side. I'll check it, still periodically throughout the day, but I will not doom scroll. I will turn on a movie, or right now I'm going through the Marvel movies again in timeline order. So I'll do something like that. I'll turn on a series, and like I just always love movies, like, and that's my thing. I also love to read too. So that's kind of like the thing for me. Like that's my thing. When I'm gonna have a mental health day, my mental health day looks like either doing some things around the house and just watching movies all day, or like just laying in bed and like watching a series all day, and just like I'm an escapist at heart, so I'll escape into whatever universe. I'm in the Marvel universe right now. Like, I just finished watching Spider-Man Far From Home, so like that's kind of how I will do it. And I come back to reality. I think a lot of people, when they're escapists, they also kind of my mom is this way. She's an escapist also, but she stays in her own. But I have to ground myself in reality, and I'm really grateful for my partner for that, because she will do that for me, and just remind me that like, I can escape into those worlds and kind of like and have it be like, my problems don't exist, but although they do, like I have gotten myself to this point, and I think that is the thing that has made the biggest difference in my life. Like having those reminders that, you've gotten yourself to where you are now, no matter what you've been through. You are here standing today, and whatever that has looked like for you, that's your journey, that's your story, but you still got up, you still did it, you still made it through the next challenge.
And you made it through things that you thought that you wouldn't at the time that you were going through it. And I think that is so important and means so much, because I think all of us, when we go through things, we think like, oh my God, like we're never going to get through this moment or whatever. But once you get on the other side, it's like, okay, I did it. I'm here, and I'm okay. So I love that. And thank you for just being vulnerable on, in that space, and being able to share certain things, because everyone, you never know. We walk down the street, you see people on social, you never know what people are going through and dealing with. So I appreciate that you are vulnerable, and it just reminds me that I can continue to try to be more vulnerable on social media, because I think it's important, because I know people watch and they see, so it's important to show just a little what you're comfortable with. So I love that. Well, at this point in the episode, we raise a glass.
Yes.
To someone that we admire, someone that we kind of maybe see that we're like, they're inspiring me, or it can be anyone. It can be, a celebrity. It can be a friend, a family member, your partner. It could be anyone. So who would you like to raise a glass to?
Ooh, I love this. Well, I just had an aunt pass away actually the other day.
Sorry for your loss.
And we were at a cookout on Mother's Day all together, and she was going around saying how she left her family. It was really interesting how that all played out, and then she ended up passing away. So I'm gonna raise a glass to her, because she shared her love. She did. She spread love. She was just going around telling everybody she loved them and was hugging everybody, and so I'm gonna raise a glass.
Raise a glass to
Aunt Jeanette.
Aunt Jeanette. Raise a glass to you. I would like to raise a glass to Mara Barker-Kill, who we spoke about earlier. Because like I said, I think she gives so much to the culture. I think she's just magnificent at all the things that she brings to us. She's not rushing with the things she puts out. She takes her time. And I just love how she displays the Black experience on TV, through relationships, through parenting, through love. It's super authentic. So cheers to you, Mara. Cheers. Yes, double cheers to you, Mara. What about you, Benjamin?
I'm going to raise my glass to my fellow cohort members who are in the Movement for Black Lives Creator Academy. If you didn't know, at the top of April or end of March, I was accepted into the Creator Academy for Movement for Black Lives.
Yes.
And it's really been, big shout out to y'all. It's really been helping with my content, learning more about the content creation, learning more about how to make sure my content is still cognizant and aware of what's happening in our world. I am someone that wants to use my platform to bring in all my intersections. That includes my movement work. So it's been really, really fun. But the best part has been connecting with my cohort members for real. So I want to raise a glass to all 10 of us. We are doing the thing. And please, please, please go to my page and find all of them, because they are truly, truly, truly amazing stars from all over. They're in DC, they're in New York, they're in Texas, and they're doing the damn thing in so many things. So just wanted to raise a glass to all of them.
Raise a glass.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, so what can everyone expect next from you? What's coming next that you can share with us, that you have coming, that you're excited about?
Honestly, I'm really focused on just like long-term partnerships with brands. That's something that is in the works, which I'm very excited about. I have a project coming out very soon with someone who you all know.
Oh.
Ooh.
I can't talk about
We're
it just
very
yet.
excited.
There were NDAs involved with that one. So,
Okay.
but you'll see, and it's going to be amazing. But yeah, just more like really great content and focusing on just like quality. So more of that. And yeah, just hopefully providing a great experience for all the people who support me.
Oh, we love it.
that.
Make sure you guys follow Erin on Instagram.
Please,
And what's your social tag?
It's the Esperanza Maria.
And of course,
Love
we will
it.
tag that everywhere around
Yes,
this, so
we
you
will.
have no reason to not be following. But I will end on this note. Speaking of content creation throughout the entire thing, speaking of mental health as a content creator throughout the entire episode, what advice would you give to content creators who are starting out, but they see our content, they see your content, they want to aspire to you or aspire to the level of success that you have? What is your advice to them?
Oof. We could talk for years about this, but I'll keep it brief. Really, consistency is so key. Quality is so key. And I don't mean just like, make sure that your camera is cleared off. Make sure that you're providing value to the people who you are trying to reach. Make sure that you have a why, have a reason for why you have started doing this. Because it's not just about getting brand deals. It's about creating an experience. It's about entertaining. It's about educating. And just making sure that you are being authentic, but consistency and quality are the two main things that I always try to make sure that I share with anybody who asks about advice, and just making sure that the quality that you're providing is aligning with whatever you want to go into, whatever you want to aspire towards. If it is brand deals, making sure that you are aligning with the brands that you want to align to. Make sure that you're getting into those rooms. Make sure that you're making space for yourself. If there's not a table there for you, create one for yourself.
Absolutely. I
100%.
love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Whatever that looks like for you. For example, Janae, we were just talking about High Low Lux, Janae Naylor, she has Style Unlock show. She created the table for herself.
Yep.
I think that's a really great example of someone doing that. So whatever that looks like for you creatively, I think you should do that. But stay consistent, stay on a good posting schedule, making sure that you are putting out high quality content, and making sure that it is either educational, entertaining, or relatable.
Yes.
Three
I love
pillars.
that.
Yes.
I love that.
Educational,
Entertaining,
relatable.
Relatable.
yes.
Noted.
And shareable.
And shareable.
Yes.
And shareable. Yes,
Now, y'all better add your notebook.
Okay.
Write down the keys, okay?
Get these notes, baby,
Get
please.
these notes, okay?
Well, thank you again so much, Erin, for joining us. It has been a
Oh my
pleasure
gosh.
chatting with you. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Please make sure y'all follow Erin, but also make sure you follow the Cocktails and Culture podcast everywhere, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Christian Mingle, on all the places.
BlackPeopleMeet.com.
BlackPeopleMeet.com.
Yes,
Yes, find us there. And make sure you swipe right on the Cocktails and Culture podcast. Make sure you listen to our earlier episodes. We are in season 4 and we're having a fabulous time.
Yes.
Big shout out to the Madison Hotel for hosting us and for providing these beautiful cocktails. Make sure you come down here in DC, try it out, stick it out, do all the things.
And tell them we sent you.
And tell them we sent you. That's
Yes.
number 1, actually.
Yes.
Do that. Until next time, though.
Yes. And cheers to year.
To year 3.
3.
Double cheers.
Get it from my baby, what's now?